Hey, this is Coach Bill, and thanks for tuning in. So, this is a nice, relaxing visualization that's really focused on the holiday spirit, the spirit of the season. It's meant to help you deeply relax and remove you from the rush and the noise, the running around, preparing, buying. In this visualization, we're going to take a step back from the materialism, from the lack and the need and the desire, and just let everything be. And align yourself with the spirit of the season. So this is going to be a nice visualization. More so than a meditation, we want to take a little journey. A journey of the mind, of your imagination, perhaps even of your memory. So with that being said, to do this session, you choose if you want to be lying down or sitting in a comfortable position. And once you're there, once you get yourself good and comfortable, then let's begin. So let's just start to relax by turning the attention to the breath for a moment. And just feel that calm, peaceful, comfortable breath flowing nice and easy. As it flows in and flows out, just for a few moments, keep your mind focused on it. Just relax, let go. Feel that gentle waves of your breath helping to calm you. Just feel a bit of peace. Because that breath will bring you a sense of peace because it's so calming and consistent. Just stay with it. Giving yourself a break from the busyness and just letting yourself be for a moment. Just let yourself be and relax. And as you relax a bit more, staying focused, keep yourself alert but calm, focused but tranquil. If you find that you may be drifting off and falling asleep, all you have to do is take in just a little bit of a deeper breath and lift yourself up and tune back in. Now let's go on a journey. As you breathe in and out, I wonder if you could imagine for a moment, as you breathe in, you're pulling in an energy, which you are. But imagine that energy is like a pure white light. And just imagine that white energy is cool and comforting. And as you pull it in, it flows into your lungs. And from your lungs, it flows into your heart. And from your heart, it flows through all of your body. So for just a moment, imagine that white energy is being carried on your lifeblood, all the way down to the tips of your toes, all the way out to the tips of your fingers, and all the way up to the top of your head. Just feel that energy flowing through you now. Imagine it flowing all the way to the edges, touching every cell. That pure white. And as you think of that white, I wonder if you can allow yourself to go on a journey of winter, as if you're going into a winter wonderland. So in whatever way you see yourself preparing to go on a nice walk in the snow, perhaps imagine you wrap yourself in a coat, you put on some boots or some heavy shoes, you grab a nice hat or cap and some gloves or mittens, just so you can keep yourself warm and cozy, comfortable. And let's go. Imagine wherever you are, you're stepping outside and the air is crisp and clean and comfortable. It's not a bitter cold, it's just a calm, peaceful cold that sends a tingling through your body, not a deep chill. And imagine you take your first step out and you step into the snow. Imagine you're walking out of a house and then you're walking down a path, just walking in that snow. And you hear every step you take crunching beneath you, as if you're walking on the snow for the first time. Perhaps the snow fell overnight and you're walking in the morning. And just imagine you're walking nowhere in particular, just journeying along. One step at a time. And the snow isn't super deep, but it's deep enough that you have to lift your foot up to put it back down again. So you have to be with each and every step that you take. One step at a time. And as you walk along, you're leaving a trail behind you. And as you walk in that snow, it's pure and white, and it reflects the sunlight. And although it's still cold, that reflection and the light from above warms you just a bit. It's quite pleasant. It's just that kind of cold that just feels tingly. So imagine you walk along and all of a sudden you find yourself walking through this beautiful park filled with trees, slightly rolling hills. And around the park are homes capped with snow. And all the trees seem to have a layer of snow resting on the branches. As you walk along, slowly and evenly, not in any hurry. As you walk along, now and then you find yourself lost in thought. Just taking a few moments, enjoying your own company. And for just a few moments, you have no worries, because nobody needs or wants anything from you right now. As you walk along, on the edges of the park, you can see the front yards of homes. And in one of the homes, you see out front some children playing, throwing snowballs at each other. A couple homes down, you see they're pulling in a Christmas tree, taking it off the top of the car. And Dad and his son are pulling it into the home. A couple more doors down, you see a family rolling snow, putting the third layer on their snowman, with the little girl holding a carrot that you know will be the nose. And everyone is joyful and happy. You reflect on the sense of togetherness, of joy. And as you walk along, you get a sense that the scene that you're seeing almost looks like the front of a Christmas card. So perfect, so pure. And you just continue your journey, lost in thought. Just journeying along. And as you think about your thoughts, you kind of are curious how one thought leads to another. How seeing something like a snowman brings back some memory. And you realize as you've walked on this little journey, you've realigned your mind. As you walk along, just enjoying the peacefulness of this beautiful day. With snow all around you, and the sky above is a pure, beautiful blue, and the sun is shining brightly. And as you walk along, in the distance you start to see the steeple of a church. And you see people walking in and out as if there's a function about to begin. Just past the church, you notice a small graveyard, and the headstones are covered in snow. And on a few of those headstones, you see some flowers that somebody brought there not long ago. And there's one with a Christmas wreath leaning against it. And you just continue on taking in all of these scenes, noticing the beauty of it. And your trail that you're walking on goes over a rise. And suddenly before you, you can see so far. You see a valley and a beautiful lake. To the right, there's a giant home, a mansion, looking down over that frozen lake. As you walk over that hill, you can see for miles and miles. Everything's beautiful. A winter wonderland. As you walk along, you hear the singing of birds, and you notice a cardinal right there on the top of the snow, digging down, looking for seeds. Then he flies up into the tree. Further along, you notice some kids are sleighing down one of the hillsides, just laughing and playing, squealing at each other. Way off in the distance, you can hear the ringing of a bell. It sends chills down your spine. It's so beautiful. As you walk along, you begin to notice that the afternoon is turning almost to evening, as the sun is going down just a little bit more. With a bit of dusk in the air, the temperature drops just a bit. Everything is beautiful. Everything darkens just a bit. And then you notice it. At first, just a couple flakes. But then suddenly, it almost seems surreal. But it begins to snow. As you walk along, the snow gets a little heavier. And the snowflakes, they're bigger than you've imagined. Big giant snowflakes, just sliding down. You notice a couple of them land on your coat and they just melt. One lands on the tip of your nose. And you remove one of your gloves, and you allow a snowflake to land in the palm of your hand. And you just gaze at it as it nestles in your palm, wondering at this cold, wet snowflake that seems not to want to melt. And you just stare at it. And the longer you look at it, the more defined it appears. And you see the intricate pattern, as if you're looking through a magnifying glass. The snowflake is perfectly symmetrical. and it sparkles in the light. And as you focus more and more, you feel as if you're being drawn into the center of it. And there in the middle, the exact same shape repeats. And as you gaze into the middle of that, the same shape repeats, even smaller. As your vision is sharp and clear, within each center of each shape lies another small snowflake, and they seem to go on forever. As the sky becomes heavy and the air becomes cooler, you feel as if it's almost time for you to walk inside. You know that there's a fire waiting for you. And as you think of that fire, while staring at that snowflake, your hand becomes warmer, and the snowflake begins to melt. And then all that remains in the palm of your hand is a little pool of water. The snowflake is gone, and it's time to go home. But as you look at that water in the palm of your hand, the vision, that perfect vision, stays with you. That pattern is imprinted in the mind's eye. The most perfect, symmetrical, delicate design that fell out of the sky and into the palm of your hand, just for you to see. Special, unique, impermanent. As you walk back home, you reflect on that snowflake and you realize it reflects purity of thought. It reflects the season. Honest, simple. And perhaps for you, it means something special. Perhaps it means something that words can't even describe. But you clearly understand that that vision was meant just for you, to touch your heart, to clear your mind, and to remind you what's special. The reason for the season. And as you think of that snowflake, all of a sudden you feel your heart beating, as if your heart is reminding you. The season's about love and gratitude, togetherness and kindness, generosity, and most of all, peace. So know as you move forward, whenever you think of that snowflake, you're immediately engulfed in peace and a sense of wonderment. So know as you move forward through the days ahead, should you find yourself getting confused or lost or out of balance or wondering why or what it's all about, all you have to do is take a pause. Remember that snowflake. And for just a moment, listen to the whispers of your heart. So now just take your time, but hold on to that feeling. Gently come back to your breath and recognize how calm it is. Bring your focus to your mind and notice how clear it is. And it's up to you to carry forward, holding on to this feeling. For just a moment, feel a little gratitude for taking a little time to realign yourself with what really matters. And know now it's time to move forward. So ever so gently, as you focus on your breath, feel the movement of your body. Start to become aware of the space that you're in, hearing the sounds, sensing the light. Ever so gently. Just take your time, but when you're ready, open your eyes and move forward with joy, with kindness, in peace.